BRICS, an acronym for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has emerged as a formidable force challenging the Western-dominated international order. Initially conceived as an economic alliance, BRICS has evolved into a platform advocating for reforms in global governance, security, and development. This essay explores the multifaceted significance of BRICS in reshaping the global landscape, its impact on the balance of power, and its potential to foster a more equitable and inclusive world order. The origins of BRICS can be traced back to the early 2000s, when Goldman Sachs economist Jim O'Neill coined the term to represent the collective economic potential of Brazil, Russia, India, and China. South Africa joined the alliance in 2010, expanding its geographical and geopolitical reach to include Africa's economic powerhouse. Initially, BRICS was primarily seen as a grouping of emerging economies with rapid growth rates and increasing influence on global trade and finance. However, BRICS quickly transcended its economic origins to become a platform for geopolitical cooperation and reform. The inaugural BRICS summit in 2009 marked the beginning of discussions on global financial governance, with member countries advocating for a more equitable distribution of power within international financial institutions such as the IMF and World Bank. This shift signaled BRICS's transformation from a mere economic alliance to a voice challenging the Western-dominated international order. Significance of BRICS in challenging Western hegemony. The rise of BRICS represents a significant challenge to the long-standing dominance of Western powers in shaping global affairs. Historically, institutions like the IMF, World Bank, and WTO have been heavily influenced by Western interests, reflecting the power dynamics established after World War II. However, the economic ascendancy of BRICS nations has led to calls for greater representation and voice in these institutions, challenging the Western monopoly over global governance. Moreover, BRICS's advocacy for multipolarity and a more inclusive international order has resonated with many developing countries disillusioned with the Western-centric approach to global affairs. By promoting South-South cooperation and championing the interests of emerging economies, BRICS has emerged as a counterweight to Western hegemony, offering an alternative vision for global development and cooperation. Beyond economic cooperation, BRICS has increasingly asserted itself in the realm of global governance and security. The alliance's members have collaborated on various issues, ranging from climate change and sustainable development to peacekeeping and counterterrorism efforts. BRICS's collective stance on global security challenges, such as the Syrian conflict and the Iran nuclear deal, highlights its growing influence in shaping international responses to crises. Moreover, BRICS's rejection of unilateralism and military interventionism aligns with its commitment to a multipolar world order based on respect for sovereignty and non-interference in internal affairs. This stands in contrast to the interventionist policies pursued by Western powers, particularly in regions like the Middle East and North Africa, where military interventions have often led to destabilization and humanitarian crises. BRICS's growing relevance in the Global South. One of the most significant aspects of BRICS's evolution is its increasing relevance and appeal to countries in the Global South. Historically marginalized in the international arena, these nations see BRICS as a platform for advancing their interests and challenging the dominance of Western powers. BRICS's emphasis on equitable development, infrastructure investment, and South-South cooperation resonates with many developing countries seeking alternatives to the traditional aid and development models promoted by the West. Furthermore, BRICS's expanding outreach efforts, such as the new Development Bank and the BRICS Contingent Reserve Arrangement, CRA, provide much-needed financial support and infrastructure investment opportunities for countries in the Global South. This has bolstered BRICS's standing as a credible partner for development and cooperation, undermining the traditional dominance of Western-led institutions like the IMF and World Bank. Implications for the European Union. The growing influence of BRICS poses significant challenges for the European Union, EU, and its traditional alliances. While the EU has long been a key player in global affairs, its influence has been overshadowed by the collective economic and political clout of BRICS. Moreover, BRICS's emphasis on multipolarity and non-interference resonates with many countries in the global south, eroding the EU's influence in regions where it has historically held sway. Additionally, BRICS's advocacy for reforming global governance institutions threatens to undermine the EU's position within these bodies, as calls for greater representation and voice resonate with many EU member states dissatisfied with the current distribution of power. Furthermore, BRICS's growing economic influence, particularly in Africa and Latin America, poses a challenge to the EU's efforts to expand its influence and promote its values and interests globally. In conclusion, BRICS has emerged as a catalyst for global transformation, challenging the Western-dominated international order and advocating for a more equitable and inclusive world order. Its evolution from a purely economic alliance to a platform for geopolitical cooperation and reform underscores its growing significance in shaping the global landscape. As BRICS continues to assert its influence in areas such as global governance, security, and development, its impact on the balance of power and the future of international relations cannot be overstated. Whether it be through promoting multipolarity, advocating for South-South cooperation, or challenging Western hegemony, BRICS is poised to play a defining role in shaping the future of global politics and economics. What do you think about this video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, hit the subscribe button before you go. Thank you for watching.